Mnaona venye Nepal wanafanya eh? I hope you guys are taking notes. Kitabu na kalamu saini muhimu. The next time we are going back for these people, hey, tunafaa kuwa tumelearn from the best men. Usipe tu umelala ujui vitu zinafanyika in other countries. Take notes.
Now let's watch it. Let's watch this kabla niongee sana.
That left the Prime Minister of Nepal, KP Sharma Oli, little choice but to resign. He's leaving, he says, to pave the way for a constitutional solution to the current crisis. Or it could have been seeing Nepal's parliament building burning, the complex stormed, or the homes of many other political leaders also in flames. As the anger against corruption and social media restrictions, mostly among Nepal's younger generation, raged on. A day after violent clashes left 19 young protesters dead.
One was a student wearing school uniform, shot dead on the street.
And the fury continued even after a curfew was imposed and even after the government hastily reversed a social media ban. They're calling it the Gen Z protests, the worst and most widespread social unrest to hit Nepal in years. And it spread quickly in just a couple of days. The police response heavy-handed.
They just wanted to kill. They literally shot the kid in the head. Police are supposed to be our protector, and they opened fire on students, on everyone. We just wanted to prove a point. We don't want corruption. We don't want them to lead our country, and they just killed people. Like, life doesn't matter to them.
It might have been the ban that blocked 26 social media platforms in Nepal, platforms like Instagram, WhatsApp, and Facebook that brought Nepal's young people out onto the streets. But that was just the fuse. The anger has been simmering for a really long time. Anger against poor governance, against corruption, and what many young people are calling Nepo kids or Nepo babies. Videos of the children of politicians flaunting their fancy cars and lavish lifestyles on TikTok enraging young people. The winner takes it all. The loser has to fall. Nepalese youngsters who can't find a job in their country, many have to leave to even find work, with unemployment at 20%. They saw those videos and started asking if the leaders' sons and daughters have bright futures. Where's ours?
Every corruption in the country, from the local level to federal level, all the Nepalese citizens are fed up of corruption. Every youth are going outside the country.
So what's next with the protests still spiraling? The demonstrators got what they were asking for. The Prime Minister is out, and so are many other key leaders. Will things change is the question many of Nepal's young protesters are asking, with so much political uncertainty and turmoil.
So comrades, I wanted you to watch that video wadau. Kwa sababu wadau, wacha nikwambie kitu moja. Unajua, sijui kama mmenotice kitu moja. The problems zenye zimefanya the Nepali Gen Zs waende kwa barabara, wafanye hiyo revolution yenye wanafanya sasa, because they're experiencing a revolution. Okay? Kenya inaendelea, Nepal sasa ni revolution wadau. And that's why unasikia the same group yenye ilifanya revolution Kenya, the same group yenye ilianzisha revolution Kenya, the Gen Zs ndio wanaongelelewa. Why? Because the Gen Zs of the entire world have similarities. Wamesoma sana. Okay? They are very well informed. And because of the advantages of internet and social media, we have access to information immediately. So that is to mean that we know there is money in the world, we know there is money in our countries, we know who is taking the money, and we can see them spending our money. Comrades, mimi nataka niwaambie hivi. Unajua, when you see what is happening in Nepal, you will look at it and you are like, "Ai, hawa si mbona wanafanya hivi?" But it is because the East Asians have understood that there is no other solution other than being brutal. There is no other solution other than being savage, other than being merciless to corruption. Mimi wadau nimekuwa nikiwaambia, na I will keep on saying it until tutaelewa kama wa Kenya. We will not be able to deal with the problems of Kenya through voting. We will not be able to deal with corruption through going for conclaves, through dialogue, through a lot of talking, through changing from this party to this party, changing from this joker to this joker, changing from these criminal elements to these criminal elements. We cannot find solutions without being drastic, being ruthless, being merciless about it. Mimi nawaambia, until we will be willing as a country to finish what we started on the June 24th of 2024, June 24th, 25th, until we are ready to finish what we had started that day, wadau, corruption is not going to end in Kenya. These politicians are going to continue trying to pass policies that are meant to oppress us. You tell me, in whose benefit is it that there's a bill in Parliament and in Senate to increase the term limits? How is that supposed to improve your life kama Mkenya? How is that supposed to put food on your table? Wabunge na wanasiasa ambao wamekuwa kwa siasa miaka na mikaka, watu kama Mudavadi, watu kama Kalonzo, watu kama Raila, ni watu tumeona kutoka tukiwa wadogo. Some of us, we read about these people in school. Wadau. We grew up tukiwaona kwa politics, lakini bado hadi saa hii wao bado wanatuonesha sisi kuna tukae waendelee kukula. I'm telling you comrades, mimi nawaambia wadau, until the day we are going to look at the template of Nepal, look at the template of Sri Lanka, look at the template of Indonesia, look at the template of Bangladesh, look at what they did, how they succeeded, and the steps they took to get to that direction. That is the only way we're going to save Kenya. Niliwaambia jana, the video is still on my TikTok. We have a debt now of almost 12 trillion and counting. Nikawaambia KRA only collects a lump sum of 2.5 trillion. Budget yetu inachezea 3.9, 3.8 to 4 trillion. How are we supposed to finance a budget of 4 trillion when we are only collecting 2.5 trillion? That is to mean we will be borrowing every year. Hiyo inamaanisha hivi, tutakuwa tunakopa kila mwaka. Kwa sababu ya nini? Ile pesa tuko nayo haitawaitosha ile budget tunataka kutumia. Now this is the sad thing. And this is why the Nepal'S, the Bangladeshis, the Sri Lankas, the Indonesians waliamua wataki ujinga na wakakata hiyo nonsense. It's because this 12.5 trillion that we are collecting, okay? Most of that money, almost a trillion, is going to pay salaries. Is going to finance people's lives. Most of that money is used to pay salaries, buy cars, and finance people's lives. Okay? And then, to add insult to injury, ile yenye wataenda wakope ndio ifike kwa 4 trillion, wataiba yote. You tell me, nataka mtu yote aniambie, how is it that a country that has a debt of 12 trillion, how are we going to be able to survive? When tuko na deni ya 12 trillion, na ile pesa tuko nayo kwa account ya KRA ile yenye na collectiwa ni only 2.5 trillion. How are we ever going to be able to pay this debt of 12 trillion? How are we ever going to be able to finance a budget of 4 trillion? Kwa sababu kila mwaka tunajipata tuko na deficit ya 1.5 trillion. 1.5 tunajipata tunahitaji 4 trillion, tuko 2.5, so we need another 1.5 ndio tuweze tuko na enough money for the budget. So inamaanisha Kenya lazima itakuwa inakopa kila mwaka. Kumaanisha deni yetu itaendelea kuongezeka kila mwaka itakuwa inaongezeka. Mimi nawaambia wadau, na nimewaambia nitawarudia tena, until we take drastic measures against corruption in Kenya, until we change the entire political climate, political faces in Kenya, that country is never going to change. Nothing is ever going to change in Kenya. Mimi nakwambia wadau, when you look at the Nepal'S, the Bangladeshis, the Sri Lankas, udhania ni wendazimu, they are not mad. When you listen to those young men and women speak, you hear they are speaking very fluent English. They are learned. They know the problems. They know it's corruption. They are tired of seeing children of politicians living lavishly, living like kings, when they cannot afford a meal. They cannot afford to go to hospital. They cannot afford to go to school. They cannot afford to find a decent job. They cannot afford to put up a business. They cannot afford to live like human beings, because some people have decided they are going to be taking away all the money, taking them to bank accounts in Dubai, in the Middle East, in China, in Europe. when the country is left languishing in poverty, wadau. The template is out, wadau. The template is out. The samples have been given. The way has been shown. We have seen what is working. We have seen what has been tried and tested. We have seen the formula that has been tried and tested. It is for us to decide, what do we want to do with our country? Are we going to continue hoping and praying, or are we going to do something to save our country?
Have you heard the message that the youth of Nepal sent to the world? To Gaza, to Yemen, to Afghanistan, to Congo, to every land where the youth cry for change? Their message was clear. Stop waiting. Stop begging. Your future is not a gift. It is your responsibility. Rise. Protect your land. Protect your people. Protect your future generations. For years, the leaders of Nepal promised hope, but delivered betrayal. The country grew weaker and weaker, stolen by greed. People cried for change. They begged the world to help them, but no one came. Then came Gen Z, young, fearless, and connected. A generation tired of waiting. They looked each other in the eyes and said, "This is our home. No one will clean it for us. We will rise." In 2 days, history flipped. The corrupt leaders were swept out, one by one, not with guns, but with unity, courage, and relentless protest. But it did not stop there. After the leaders fell, the real work began. These youth picked up the brooms, painted over the stains of corruption, planted trees where there was trash, rebuilt what was broken. They proved to the world that true revolution is not destruction, it is creation. And their message spread like wildfire. Stop begging the world to save you. Stop waiting for heroes to arrive. Rise, protect your land, protect your future. Because only the youth can do this. History is written by those who dare to act. In Nepal, it took just 48 hours. What about your country?
Wakili, how are you doing?
I'm okay, love. How are you?
I'm good.
Yes.
Gachagua already sees himself as the better candidate for 2027. Now that you are also in Safina party, why should Kenyans believe on the Jimmy Wanjigi Willie Sutinho ticket as the real alternative?
Because we are chaperoning politics of issues. It's about the people's agenda, not about politicians. So it should not be about an individual. What does that individual represent as the issue that is of concern to the people of Kenya? So ask us, what do we stand for? We stand for the economy.
What vision and future plans do you have?
Our vision is very straightforward and very clear. We are going to pay odious debt. Illegal debt, we will not pay.
Yeah.
Then you ask us, what will you do with the money that you save? We will not pay for, Kenya will not pay for education. It will be free. They will not pay for healthcare. It will be free. We are going to stop borrowing from domestic market. With your ideas, you can walk into a bank here and access capital at a lesser interest rate. Today, you go there, interest rate 20%. Yeah. Why? Because government is borrowing heavily from that market. We'll stop borrowing from the domestic market. Let Kenyans access that money. Interest rate will fall to 3%. You borrow 1 million, in a year you are paying 30,000 at 3% interest rate. Who will not be able to economically feel empowered? Yeah. That is the difference between us and legacy politicians. Yeah. To them, it's about me, mtu wetu. I need to be a big person. No, we want Kenyans to be the big person by having money in their pockets.
Thank you so much, Wakili.
Thank you.
Hi Kenyans, mi sina maneno mengi. All I want to say is Ruto must go, like yesterday. Bye.
Enyewe Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. Wash fire, Ruto must go. Enyewe Ruto must go. By the way, Ruto must go.